Welcome students. Today I am going to throw light on DNA damage and repair mechanisms in plants. Although the plant genome is very stable, but due to exposure to many DNA damaging agents, the genome shows instability. Why DNA shows instability? This instability is because damage can modify the DNA both chemically and structurally, which may have deleterious or, in rare cases, advantageous consequences to an organism. When DNA is damaged, it can produce a large variety of DNA lesions. These lesions can affect the fidelity of DNA replication and transcription, which in turn can create mutations in important protein coding sequences. As a result, the produced mutated protein can affect various biological processes leading to the genome instability. The major DNA damage induced by different DNA damaging agents are intercalation, intrastrand crosslinks, interstrand crosslinks, a pyrimidinic site, a purinic site, hydrolytic deamination, single strand break, radical formation, double strand break, pyrimidine dimers, alkylation, base damage, 6,4 photoproduct, bulky adduct, loss of bases. In plants, if this damage are not repaired properly, they can induce proliferation as well as play an important role in the aging of seed stalks and perennial crops. This unrepaired damage can also lead to general deterioration of cell function and cell death. Now, what are DNA damaging agents? The DNA can be damaged by various chemical agents and radiations, which can be natural or man-made and are commonly known as mutagens. Now, we will discuss chemical mutagens first. Chemical mutagens can be divided into two classes. Number one, those that are mutagenic to both replicating and non-replicating DNA, such as the alkylating agents and nitrous acid. And number second, those that are mutagenic only to replicating DNA, such as acridine dyes, base analogues. The nitrogen mustard was the first example of chemical mutagen. This nitrogen mustard, which is component of poisonous mustard gas, was used in World Wars I and II. Other examples of chemical mutagens are: number one, base analogues, for example, bromouracil and aminopurine. Number two, chemicals that alter structure and pairing properties of bases, for example, nitrous acid, nitrosoguanidine, methyl methane sulfonate, ethyl methane sulfonate. Number third, intercalating agents that causes frame shifts, for example, cisplatin, proflavin, acridine orange, and ethidium bromide. Number four, agents that alter DNA structure, for example, psoralins and peroxides. Now, we will discuss them one by one. The base analogues that are mutagenic have structures similar to normal bases, so that they are metabolized and incorporated into the DNA during replication, but sufficiently so different that they increase the frequency of mispairing and thus mutation. The two most commonly used base analogues are 5-bromouracil and 2-aminopurine. The pyrimidine 5-bromouracil is a thymine analog. Its more stable keto form 5-bromouracil pairs with adenine. After a tautomeric shift to its enol form, 5-bromouracil pairs with guanine, and at the time of its incorporation into a nascent strand of DNA, it will be incorporated opposite to guanine in the template strand, and cause a guanine cytosine to adenine thymine transition. If, on the other hand, 5-bromouracil is incorporated in its more frequent keto form opposite to adenine in place of thymine and undergoes a tautomeric shift to its enol form during a subsequent replication, it will cause an adenine thymine to guanine cytosine transition. Thus, 5-bromouracil induces transition in both directions, guanine cytosine to adenine thymine and adenine thymine to guanine cytosine. The purine base analog 2-aminopurine is believed to induce mutation in a similar manner. Now, number 2 chemical mutagen, nitrous acid. Nitrous acid causes deamination of the bases that contain amino groups adenine, guanine and cytosine. Adenine is deaminated to hypoxanthine, which pairs with cytosine rather than thymine. This leads to adenine thymine to guanine cytosine transition. Cytosine is converted to uracil, which base pairs with adenine instead of guanine. This leads to guanine cytosine to adenine thymine transition. Deamination of guanine produces xanthine, but xanthine base pairs with cytosine just like guanine. Number 3 chemical mutagen, acridines. The acridine dyes such as proflavin, acridine orange are very powerful mutagens that produce frame shift mutations. The acridine intercalate or sandwich themselves between the staked base pairs in DNA that increase the rigidity and causes slight kinks in the molecule. In any case, when DNA molecule containing intercalated acridines replicate, additions or deletions of one to a few base pairs occur. Now, number 4 chemical mutagen, alkylating and hydroxylating agents. One major mechanism of mutagenesis by alkylating agents involves the transfer of methyl or ethyl groups to the bases such that their base pairing potentials are altered and transitions result. For example, ethylation at the 7 nitrogen position and at the 6 oxygen position are believed to be two effects of ethyl methyl sulfonate. 7-ethyl guanine is then believed to base pair with thymine. Some alkylating agents, particularly difunctional alkylating agents, cross-link DNA strands or molecules and induce chromosome break. Alkylating agents as a class therefore exhibit less specificity in their mutagenicity than base analogues, nitrous acid and acridines. They induce all types of mutations including transition, transversion, frame shifts and even chromosomal aberrations with various relative frequencies depending on the specific alkylating agent employed. Nitrosogonadine, one of the most potent chemical mutagen known, has been found to induce clusters of closely linked mutations in the segment of chromosome that is replicating during the mutagenic treatment. Mutants isolated after nitrosogonadine treatment often carry multiple closely linked mutations, making them less useful for most genetic studies. The hydroxylating agents, hydroxylamine, in contrast to many of the alkylating agents, has a very specific mutagenic effect. It induces only guanine cytosine to adenine thymine transition. The resulting hydroxyl amino cytosine can base pair with adenine to produce the observed guanine cytosine to adenine thymine transition. Apart from chemical mutagens, radiations have also been shown to cause DNA damage. Radiation was the first mutagenic agent known. The various radiations which can act as mutagens are: number 1, ionizing radiations, for example X-rays and gamma rays. Number 2, ultraviolet radiations whose range is 200 to 400 nanometer, for example ultraviolet C, ultraviolet B and ultraviolet A. The major type of DNA damage caused by exposure to ultraviolet B is the formation of dimers between adjacent pyrimidines. That is, UV photoproducts consist primarily of cyclobutane pyrimidine dimers. The abbreviated form is CPD, and 6,4 photoproduct dimers. The abbreviated form is 6,4-PP. The occurrence of cyclobutane pyrimidine dimers is much more frequent than 6,4 photoproduct. The large majority of cyclobutane pyrimidine dimers are of cis-syn form in the DNA, while trans-syn form are present exclusively within single-stranded DNA. The 6,4 photoproducts can be formed at adjacent thymine-thymine or thymine-cytosine or cytosine-cytosine nucleotides depending upon the UV wavelength and adjacent sequence. The cyclobutane pyrimidine dimers and 6,4 photoproducts produce different types of structural distortions within DNA. The cyclobutane pyrimidine dimers induce a slight bending on the DNA helix, and 6,4 photoproducts produce much more bending and also unwinding of the DNA. These lesions inhibit DNA replication and transcription and also promote mutagenesis. These DNA damages caused by genotoxic stress must be repaired in order to maintain the plant genome integrity, growth and productivity. DNA damages that do not affect the activity of DNA and RNA polymerases could be harmless. However, the non-coding damage products such as UV-induced pyrimidine dimers can usually block both the DNA and RNA polymerases, and therefore their repair is essential for the normal functioning of the plant cells. Now, the question arises, how DNA gets repaired? The removal of ultraviolet induced DNA lesions in plants seems to be a coordinated action of two main mechanisms, light and dark repair, and pathways by which DNA gets repaired are: number 1, photoreactivation; number 2, nucleotide excision repair, abbreviated as NER; number 3, base excision repair, abbreviated as BER. Nucleotide excision repair and base excision repair are light independent, while as photoreactivation is light dependent. Now, we will discuss the repair pathways one by one. Number 1, photoreactivation. In low frequencies of damage, the light dependent pathways is mainly recruited. This pathway is known as photoreactivation, and it reverts the damaged DNA to a normal configuration through the action of enzymes called photolases. Photolases are known to be strictly substrate specific. Photolases bind specifically to DNA lesions and remove them directly by absorbing blue light in the range 300 to 600 nanometer. This reduces the dimer to monomer pyrimidines and the enzyme is released. Photoreactivation is common to a variety of prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells, including E. coli, yeast, and some species of plants and animals. But it is not universal. Many species, including humans, lack this mechanism of DNA repair. Many forms of DNA damage affect only one of the two strands of the duplex. Highly accurate repair of these DNA lesions is facilitated using the sequence information provided by the complementary strand. This process is initiated by the recognition and excision of the damaged regions and completed by repair synthesis and ligation. There are distinct excision repair mechanisms termed dark repair pathway in plants that are highly conserved through evolution. The dark repair pathways are nucleotide excision repair and base excision repair. Now, nucleotide excision repair. The nucleotide excision repair is light independent pathway involved in UV lesion removal. It is more general and flexible than photoreactivation, as it recognizes and targets the damaged strand and removes 24 to 32 base oligonucleotide containing the damaged product and fills the gap through DNA synthesis and ligation of NIC. There are two sub-pathways of nucleotide excision repair. Number one, global genome repair, abbreviated as GGR, and transcription coupled repair, abbreviated as TCR. While GGR repairs DNA damage over the entire genome, TCR is sensitive to transcribed DNA strand in expressed genes. The global genome repair is initiated by damage recognition mediated by the xeroderma pigmentosum group C complex, while TCR does not depend on xeroderma pigmentosum group C complex and is initiated when RNA polymerase II stalls at the site of DNA damage. Base excision repair. There are also two sub-pathways of BER, short patch BER and long patch BER. Short patch BER is initiated by removal of the damaged base by a DNA glycosylase enzyme that is specific for the particular base adduct. In general, these DNA glycosylases move along the minor groove of DNA until a specific type of DNA nucleotide is recognized. DNA glycosylases cleave the damaged base from the sugar phosphate backbone and create an abasic, for example, a purinic or a pyrimidinic site. The resulting abasic site are then recognized by an AP endonuclease, which creates incision on the backbone of the DNA at the 5' end of AP site. The completion of base excision requires removal of 5-terminal deoxyribose phosphate residue, which is catalyzed by the phosphodiesterase activity of DNA polymerase beta. The resulting one nucleotide gap is filled by DNA polymerase beta and sealed by either DNA ligase 1 or DNA ligase 3 with its accessory protein XRCC1. In the long patch BER, the repair is a result of Nick translation reaction accompanied by strand displacement in the 5' 3' direction, thereby generating a flap type of structure. The produced displacement flap structure is removed by flap endonuclease FEN1. In this case, the gap of a few 2 to 10 nucleotides is filled by either Pol beta or Pol delta and sealed by DNA ligase 1. Dear students, hope that you have understood about DNA damage, damaging agents and repair mechanism. Thank you.